What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far today. Getting into this episode of GH, listen, I might not like Nicholas right about now, but I was totally in agreement with him when Ava ran in the house to go get her phone to call 911. I was so glad he told her. He said, "Put that damn phone down." I agree. I totally agree with Nicholas on that. Ava, what the hell are you doing? You better put that damn phone down. I understand it was an accident knocking that girl over the pyramid, but the PCPD is not going to see it that way. And the way this ADA is going, she's not going to see it that way. Like, we all see how the ADA is acting towards Trina. We know Trina innocent. And she's going hard at Trina. Imagine if they were to arrest Ava for what happened to Esme, the ADA would have her fucking head on a silver platter. She would do everything in her power to throw that woman under the jail, and plus witness statements from the staff, because the staff heard Esme and Ava, arguing in another room. They heard it. Plus you got testimony from other people in the town who would testify that Ava could not stand her. They would bury Ava in court. Like, put that phone down. Nope. I say this. Let the cover up commence, because ain't no way in the damn world I would sit there and call 911, because I'm looking at Ava like, since when did you become a good Samaritan all of a sudden wanting to call 911? Put that damn phone down. Is you crazy? Now, don't get me wrong. I don't trust Nicholas to handle this cover up. I don't trust him. He's an idiot. Like, you got played by a girl barely out of high school, and now all of a sudden I'm supposed to trust you to make this whole thing go away? Absolutely not. If I was Ava, I would not put all my trust in him. Listen, I'll be on the phone calling Diane, calling Scott, calling Perry Mason, calling Matlock, Doogie Howser, whoever the hell I need to call to get me up out this mess. Because I damn sure wouldn't put all my faith in no Nicholas Cassadine. Absolutely not. No. Because Nicholas talking about something, I got a plan. I'm going to get rid of her suitcase and stuff like that. And if anybody asks, we just say she left town. Shut the hell up, Nicholas. Shut up. That plan sounds stupid. Just shut up. Like, come up with something better than that. Of course, Nicholas can't come up with nothing better than that, because you got played by that girl. Fool. Because he had went down there or whatever, and he found her shoe. We all know Esme's still alive. That's a no-brainer. Because even Ava pointed out, everybody that has fell from that pyramid over the years, ain't none of them die. Come on now. Helena herself done fell over that damn thing. Ava done fell over that damn thing. Julian done fell over the damn thing. Ain't none of them die. So they pretty sure Esme probably still alive somewhere. Ain't even no probably about it. She is. But I do agree with Nicholas on that, though. If Esme does pop up, it's their word against hers. Because it is. Because remember, Peter tried that bullshit. Remember, Peter tried to blackmail Finn and all them with the fact that, I could turn y'all in for what you did to me. They wasn't shook by it, because at the end of the day, there was no proof. There's no proof that Ava pushed that girl over no parapet. There was no proof. No witnesses to it. The only witness that seen it, or a portion of it, was Nicholas. And they're still married, so therefore he couldn't testify against her anyway. Not if he didn't want to. And they can't force him. So Ava, for the moment, she's definitely in the clear. So if Esme does pop up talking that foolishness, all Ava got to do is deny. Because Nicholas was pretty much trying to tell Ava. He was like, listen, if you call... He pretty much told her, if you call 911 and they find Esme, or Esme pop up somewhere, my DNA is going to be all over her. Your DNA going to be all over her. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be a hot mess. And it will be. It definitely will be. I ain't going to lie to you. I saw the look on Ava's face when Nicholas said my DNA would be all over her. She looked at him like, yeah, bitch, we know. We know. You ain't got to rub it in. I already know. Ava need to get about this mess. She just need to steer clear of all this. I do agree with Nicholas on that. Just say that she left town or something and keep your mouth closed. Because at this point, listen. Cover up might be the only way to go at this point. Because that's the way I would be going. I ain't going to lie to you. I sit right there and do me a little cover up. So anyway, moving on from that. I was all for Willow, not trying to tell Michael right now, because she didn't want to tell Michael nothing until she had confirmation. Mind you, they're still running the tests. because they're waiting for the labs to come back to confirm that she has leukemia. But the way Terry was talking, the symptoms that Willow is exhibiting are symptoms of leukemia. So they're pretty sure that that could be the case. So Britt wanted to do a bone marrow biopsy, and Willow sitting there talking about, "Oh, I want to do it right now, as soon as possible." And Britt tried to tell her like, "Yeah, but that's a painful procedure." And she was like, "I don't care. I just want to do it now." See, that right there, I understand her wanting to process what's going on, and as she should. I felt like she should have processed it before telling Michael. But now that you're sitting here talking with two doctors and you're setting up a biopsy, bone marrow biopsy for right now, which is a small procedure, I felt like in that moment, she should have told Michael in that moment. She should have called him and was like, "Listen, I gotta talk to you real quick." Because even Britt was like, "Do you want me to call somebody?" And she said no. So she went through that whole little procedure by herself. And I'm like, that's not what you're in a relationship for. You know what I'm saying? You got to let your partner be there for you to support you. You got to let them know. It's not just you. You know what I'm saying? Like, Michael is worried about her. He's worried about the baby because he noticed that she's having a lot of tests done. And he said he felt like that wasn't normal. And she seemed like she was off lately. So he felt like having all these tests done is just not normal. And it's not. It's like you're in the beginning stages of pregnancy. Why are you having all these tests? So they do the procedure and stuff like that. And she getting, ready and stuff like that. That's when I feel like she should have just told Michael. You know what I'm saying? Because she knows that Michael can't stand when people lie to him. That's just one thing Michael does not like, is when somebody lie. And that's his baby too, and he got a right to know what's going on that could affect her and their child. He definitely got a right to know. I'm just saying. I understand that's a scary thought that you may have leukemia and stuff like that, because Britt was saying that it could be genetic. But we all know that chances are, Nina's probably going to come in and be a match or whatever and save her life. Just to point out that they're mother and daughter. I'm pretty sure they are. But Willow need to go ahead and tell Michael, because even Britt told her, she was like, "Listen, don't underestimate Michael. Like, let him be there for you." As she should. She should definitely let Michael be there for her. So anyway, moving on from that, Finn done found Elizabeth in the stairwell. Cause they were waiting on Elizabeth to come with the test results and stuff like that, because she done knocked all the daggone files on the ground. And they're waiting on the test results, because Willow's test results are in that folder, in one of those folders. And Finn had to calm her down and bring her to his office and stuff, and they done left the daggone folders all on the ground. I'm like, first of all, you get fired for that, right? Like, you left confidential patient files all on the ground like that. But Finn did mention that Epiphany, I guess, went back and picked up the files and stuff like that. Because he pretty much told Liz, like, she needs to take some more time and get herself together. Like, she came back to work too fast, and she trying to snap on him, talking about, "Oh, I just did too much. It's my first day back, and I overdid it." How did you overdo it? Getting some files is overdoing it? Like, Liz, go get you some help. I feel like with Liz, like I said yesterday, Liz is running from her problems. You know what I'm saying? She's running from the past. That's all it is. Because the past is the root to what's going on now. And she doesn't want to face it. She's not ready to face her past, but she needs to. Because at the end of the day, I can understand why people don't want to dig into the past. But if you don't take care of what happened in the past, it could mess with your present. And it could mess with your future. So she needs to handle that. And I understand Finn wants to be supportive. Like, Finn wants to be supportive. He wants to be there for her, but he just needs to back off a little bit and just let her figure this out on her own. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just be in her face all the time trying to tell her what to do. Like, "Oh, you need to do X, Y, and Z." Because all you're going to get from her is more pushback. That's like with the Sasha situation. Some people, you just got to let them do them, because otherwise they just going to keep rebelling against you. Keep pushing back. Keep shutting you out. So sometimes you got to fall back just a little bit. Not hover, but fall back. So anyway, moving on from that, you see what can be accomplished when people work together. Like, look at Curtis and Jordan. They coming up with 2 + 2 = 4. Curtis was looking, he done snatched the bartender file or whatever, looking at his medical chart and stuff like that. And him and Jordan start comparing notes. because he noticed in the medical file the opioid that he took, because he took it with alcohol. And she mentioned the information that Britt gave her, that Spencer had gave to Britt, about those pills that he found in Esme's belongings. So now they're starting to piece it together. But, Jordan said that she had forensics all up in that guy apartment and stuff like that. And they collected a lot of DNA out of that apartment. The problem is they collected so much DNA that it'll take months for them to figure out if any of it is Esme's DNA, to prove that she was in his apartment. It'll take months. And they don't have that type of time. Like, they need it right now. Because Curtis is determined to help, Trina and stuff. And they're starting to put the pieces together about the opioids and stuff. But, for right now, there's not much that they can legally do about this. They hit a brick wall. And Curtis was pretty much trying to get TJ to find, to get the bartender out of the medically induced coma. TJ pretty much told him, like, that's not going to happen. He said, I'm not authorized to do that. Two, if we did do that, we could fuck around and kill him. But Curtis was kind of kept pushing and pushing, talking about, well, what can I do? Sir, you don't have a medical degree. What can you do? Nothing. That's what you can do. You can go find a new lead somewhere. But he just kept pushing for TJ to, sir, he already told you he not authorized to do that. So why would he jeopardize his medical career that he worked his ass off for just to help Trina? Like, he sympathizes with her, but he's not about to jeopardize his career or jeopardize somebody's health, their life, just to help. Like, he's not about to do that. He took a Hippocratic oath. Like, he's not about to do it. Like, he's definitely not about to do that. So, I understand Curtis is desperate, but you're asking a lot of your nephew. It's like, relax. Don't ask him to do something that's going to jeopardize his status. Definitely don't, because that would just be trifling. So anyway, moving on from that. So we get back to the trial and stuff like that. Diane was cross-examining Trina again, asking her about her friendships and stuff with Jocelyn, and if she would ever do that to her friends. And she said no. She was like, I would never hurt my friends in that manner at all. She's trying to add, some type of credibility to this to let the jury know that Trina's not that type of person. And to add more reasonable doubt that Trina could not have done this, that Esme could have done this. Because the ADA is still harping on the fact, well, you had that phone. You can't account for your whereabouts in the cabin. How do you know that you were in bed? How you know you didn't get up out of the bed and stuff like that? Asking these little simple questions. Diane objected because she said, listen, is there a question anywhere in what you're doing? Because right now you just badgering. And the judge said, you know what? I agree. He said, listen, ask a question or move the hell on, because I ain't got time for all this. And I agree, that ADA was just going on and on without a question in sight. I'm like, lady, sit down. And just sitting there talking about, oh, but how did the phone get into your bag? Obviously, like she told you, she was framed. And she told her, she was like, it could have happened the day that she went to Spring Ridge, because the day she went to Spring Ridge, she had her backpack with her, and she left the backpack unattended when she went to go visit Spencer. And Esme was interning that day. She could have easily slipped the phone in the bag when it was unattended. Easy. So here go the ADA. Oh, well, there was a bunch of other staff that worked there too. How do you know that they didn't do it? Girl, you reaching. You reaching at this point. Why would a bunch of staff members who don't know Trina from a can of paint want to slip a phone, a burner phone with a sex tape on it, into her bag? Why? They don't know her and she don't know them. And Jocelyn don't know them and they don't know Jocelyn. So if one of them did it, wouldn't you have to connect one of the staff members other than Esme to Jocelyn? Like, I felt like the ADA was grasping at straws. Throughout this entire trial, she was grasping at straws. Like, you were trying it and you lost. Like, you're losing. Because you just grasping right now. You just throwing shit to the wall and see what sticks. And ain't none of it sticking. And even Diane wasn't having it. Diane was not here for it. Diane was like, she said, nah, you're not going to pull that. Because, yeah, stuff, and Trina said that too. She was like, yeah, stuff is on the timer and all that. But she said Esme could have set the timer before she left. And that's true. I feel like Diane and Trina both did an amazing job. creating reasonable doubt, because I felt like beyond a shadow of a doubt, the jury would have to believe that Trina couldn't have done this, because you got the victims even standing up for her. Speaking of the victims, where the hell is Cameron? Because I don't think I've seen him in that courtroom probably only but one time throughout this whole trial. Where the hell Cameron been at? Um. So anyway, Diane and the ADA both did their closing arguments. Um. The ADA, she know that there's a big chance she gonna lose this case. Like, Diane did her thing. Diane did her fucking thing throughout this trial. Um. So after they do the closing arguments and whatnot, she started talking to Rory and stuff, and Spencer looked like he was about to come over there, and Jocelyn got up in his face. He said, "Listen," he said, "You know I could go around you, right?" She said, "No, listen, you did a good thing, but let's leave it at that. Leave him alone. You did a good thing." I agree with Jocelyn. Like, don't go over there messing with her happiness. You know what I'm saying? I really want to see her with Rory. I do. I like the chemistry between her and Spencer, but I just feel like Spencer got a lot of growing to do. He just comes with a lot of baggage, and she don't need that right now. Like, she don't. After all this hell that she done been through, she needs somebody who can provide stability to her life. If she gonna get in a relationship with somebody, she needs somebody that's not gonna be total chaos and drama. Even though we on a drama show, but it's like still, she got other drama that's gonna happen. It doesn't have to be in your relationship at the moment. And I just feel like Spencer right about now ain't gonna do nothing but bring more drama to her. So it's like he need to go somewhere and grow up and learn, figure out what a man is. I guess he's starting to at this point, but he still got a little more growing to do. Um, so she goes over and talks to Spencer and stuff like that, thanking him and all that. And Jordan comes up in there, with the cops to arrest him for breaking out. And Trina was like, "Yeah, but he went back. Trina, I love you, but that's not how the criminal justice system works. You can't just break out of prison when you want and go back and think that, okay, when they find out about it, oh, that's okay. No, breaking out of prison is a no-no." And Spencer wasn't sweating it. He told Trina, he said, "It's good, it's cool. I got it." You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, they all knew the risk of him going up there telling the public that, "Oh, I broke out of Spring Ridge." He knew the risk. So he knew that there was a huge chance they were going to slap the cuffs back on him and send him back to, either back to Spring Ridge or Pentonville, whatever they're going to do with him. I guess that's for a judge to decide. But Spencer knew. He knew the risk, and he knew it was coming. So that's why he wasn't even surprised by it. But I know Trina definitely felt guilty, because she probably feel like, "Oh, damn, he about to go back to jail all for trying to help me." I mean, well, shit, he the one that helped put you in this mess. The least he could have did was try to help you. My whole thing was, throughout the ending of this trial, before the closing arguments happened, why the hell didn't Spencer mention anything about them pills when he was on the stand? That he found those pills in Esme's belongings, and that if you mix them with alcohol, it makes you act out or whatever. And why did he mention that? "Oh, I sent them to the chief of staff of the hospital to get tested, and she told me what they were." And why didn't you mention all this? And if I was Curtis and them, I would have took that same information. Him and Jordan should have took that shit to the court and told the judge that shit too. Because told the judge and the jury that. Because I felt like that's pertinent information. Even if they don't have proof and they can't technically tie it to Esme, it still adds to the reasonable doubt. You know what I'm saying? I would have burst through that courtroom with that information. I'm just saying, any little bit of information y'all got on Esme that can help, tell that shit. Don't sit on it. Speak on it. You know what I'm saying? We got to get her up. We got to get her up out of this mess. We have to. Because if I got to fly down to Port Charles with my picket signs, I sure will. Oh, man. We got to save Trina by any means necessary around here. But anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you all thought about it. And I will see you all later. Have a great day. Peace.